everyone, it's Matt, aka Tech Ranger, and today we're finally going to take a look at my load order for Fallout 4 as it is right now in the game. And I also wanted to take the opportunity to also include a spreadsheet with all of the mods in it with all of their respective links, like I did with my previous Skyrim load order videos. So I wanted to do the same for Fallout 4, and then also give you guys kind of an update, and then same thing as usual, I will look at the top 3 changes I think I made to this load order. At the end of the video, we will have a full list, which will be linked in the description down below if you want to go straight there, or if you're coming back for a repeat viewing and just want to look at the list rather than go through the spreadsheet with all the links and things like that. But if you are here for the ride, let's take a look at 3 mods that have actually been in this load order since I began testing it and kind of making sure everything works. It's not completely different than the last one that I had, so if you're pretty familiar with that one, a lot of the same things are in here. I've moved some things around and I've added some things, I've taken some things away, so who knows what kind of things I'll add next year. I do have a lot of space taken up by Tales from the Commonwealth. Now, for example, if you don't want to use Tales from the Commonwealth because it takes up a lot of space, that's okay. You can create your own load order. I am putting this load order video together to show you guys some ideas and maybe some other mods to download for use in your load order, and not necessarily to copy. What works for me might not always work for you. But for right now, let's take a look at a few mods. The first mod that I want to take a look at in this load order video is actually one that I added a while back, actually shortly after my last load order video, because it's something that I keep coming back to, and I don't know if it's just because of the look of the Institute in the game, but I think this armor fits. More so not the one with the big old bat symbol on it, and the cowl necessarily, but you can craft different pieces. There's a Batgirl armor as well, and you can also craft the Red Hood and Deathstroke's mask, which is another really cool addition to this mod. And for the size that it is, I think it adds a lot of functionality, adds a really good armor set to the game as far as like how strong it is. And you can improve it, although there's not a ton of improvement options, kind of just your base improvement options that you would have on any piece of armor in Fallout 4, but it's there, so it's nice to have for those extracurricular activities. Textures on this set are also super impressive, so this is one that I've been using for quite a while, and I probably will continue to use it because I don't really make a habit of installing a bunch of different armor mods, except when I'm doing a video, obviously, to test it all out. This one suits me just fine, and I really like the look of it in the game. So if you're like me at all, you do play a little Call of Duty on the side, maybe some Warzone, and you like the way that game feels, but then you get to Fallout 4 and you start playing around, maybe you play in first person, use the see-through scopes mod that I checked out previously on the channel, linked above, by the way, if you haven't seen that one. Maybe you just have a really hard time aiming, and I often have a hard time aiming in any game that I play, but when you disable the aim acceleration that is inherently in every first-person shooter, even though Fallout 4 isn't a first-person shooter at first, it does have shooting and that type of gameplay in here if you don't go into VATS. So this is something that you can actually disable via a mod, and it's a very small mod. It makes a pretty big difference in the gameplay of the game. On screen here you can actually see that this is what the settings looks like. This is what happens when you move your stick. So this mod aims to actually take away that part of the aim acceleration that's added in on top of all of that in any first-person shooter game you play. There's a little bit of aim acceleration added in order to like help you aim better. The thing with that though is that most first-person shooters already have auto aim on by default. I mean, some you can turn them off. You're already getting that auto aim when you aim in and get really close to something, so why add the stick acceleration or aim acceleration on top of that? Because it'll just throw off your aim even more, which, for better or worse, I think this mod will at least take that away and allow you to adjust and actually aim like you would in any other first-person shooter without that setting. any mod for Fallout 4 or Skyrim, I'm super into anything that changes graphics or the environment in some way, and water is one of those things that is present in both games, and there actually happens to be quite a bit of. So Vivid Waters is a water mod that adds a little more realistic nature to the water in Fallout 4, and this is actually one of several mods that this mod author has put together, one of which is actually Vivid Weathers, I'm sure you've heard of, and I do plan on looking at more of his mods in the future just to get a really good look at everything. But as you know, I do like using Treyarch's film looks, and that is something that I can't really use with a weather mod anyway. So right now I'm just looking at the water, and this is something I've been messing around with, and then I've also added another water mod on top of this. Actually, it's before this in the load order, but it's called Wet, which actually adds a little bit of a nice texture to the water on top of the realistic nature that Vivid Waters actually adds to the water as far as ripples and things like that. Let me know what kind of water mods you guys are using in the comments down below. I'm really interested because this is something that can have a pretty profound effect on your game, just like a greenery mod. And I know not everybody likes the same look in the game as I do, because I do like a little bit more of a fantasy type look as far as Skyrim goes. So I'd be interested to see where you lie as far as Fallout 4 goes, and what I chose here, which is Vivid Waters. And that is going to do it for the first part of this video, which is 3 of the bigger changes that I think I've made to this load order versus the last one. Now, obviously, I've switched some things around and I've added some things here and there, so the full list will be at the end of this video, so stick around if you'd like to see the full list as it is in my game right now. I do have everything in a spreadsheet in the description down below, and if for any reason you guys can't get access to that, let me know. It's pretty handy to have the links to everything rather than listing everything in the description down below, which would be a lot of mods. This way I can put it all in one document so you guys can see everything the way it is, and then go to the respective Bethesda.net link so you guys can go there, favorite the mod, or download it to your console from the Bethesda.net website. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. And if you want to see the full mod list, definitely stay tuned, and that will play right after I finish talking. So thank you so much, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.